What you were saying? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, now you messing me up.
No, go ahead. We gotta get this right. Go ahead. So you feel like what?
I feel like you went back on
what?
on what you were saying in the book versus what you were saying on the on the
On the
show.
show? What did I say on the show? That was
Because in the book you
Right.
talk about autonomy. You talk
Right.
about you know what's happening with you affects the things around you, right?
right.
But on the show, you were saying that it's different. They're all the same. All the girls are the same,
Right.
and it's all. Was it trash? You used the word
Trash? I said girls was trash?
What'd you say? The word you used. Your wife was the same. All women are the same.
No, I'm saying that all women are essentially the same. When you talk about women, generally, you're trying to get with women. It's all the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Like when you get deep into the core, it's all the same shit. You see what I'm saying? Like the fact, it's like
And you don't feel like your interaction, your responses are going to change your experience.
no.
don't
Of
think that
course,
you're
it's,
sensitive
no.
to that?
It's going to change your experience. But what I'm saying is that deep down, when you get to the nitty gritty bottom of it, it's the same thing. Like it's like if
I know you keep saying the same thing, but you are not explaining.
Okay,
anything.
you got titties, right? She got titties, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Really?
You gotta. I'm just simplifying it for you. It's the same place, same thing. That's all I'm saying. So there's nothing really innately special about it. You're special.
Well, it's good to know that your wife is
What?
walking titties.
No.
Right.
You.
All of y'all are walking titties. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yo,
Yes.
I'm very sorry for your
No,
wife.
you gotta understand this. You're
That sounds like true love.
no. You gotta understand this.
Look at that.
You are special because no one else is like you. But you're all what you share in common with everybody else is you're basically the same as everybody else.
So then you're the same.
Which is why we can
as
relate.
Pavian,
Yes,
the
this
same
is why we
as-
can relate.
as, Sammy.
How do we relate? How is a comedian funny to you? It's because he says things you can relate to. You can relate to that because you share these experiences. Why? Because we're the same. We share the same stuff.
Yeah, but comedians are not always
Right.
funny to. I mean, one comedian probably can't
Right.
won't thrive in another.
Right, it doesn't matter. No, I feel you. It doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is that essentially, we are all the same. You understand? When you break it down, because what I'm saying is that you have individual shit about you. You know, you look. Nobody else looks like you. Nobody else is you. Right? But you're still a girl. Just like you ever watch Family Guy?
I watch Family
And you
Guy.
know Stewie, and he's like this genius baby.
I love
But there's parts of the show where he acts like a baby. Why? Because he's a baby, and babies act the same. They cry. You see what I'm saying? There's certain things that's essentially the same about you, depending on your gender and and maybe your upbringing. Just like how certain people from Brooklyn or some people from London have a certain accent because they're from there, so they have that same accent.
I can understand
You see what
that,
I'm
but the context that you were talking about
Right.
had to do with dating. It had to do with
Right.
relationships. So that brings you into another boat unless all you are dating are titties and all I am dating are some
Right.
balls and a dick.
Right. No. This is what I'm saying though. It's
Relationships, we're not talking about those basics. We're not talking
Right.
about 2 legs, 2 arms.
Right. No, but
and
this is
a
what I'm
head.
saying though. This is what I'm saying though. I understand that, but what I'm trying to say is this: it's both. It's both. It's a duality thing. It's not just your titties and ass and all of that. She's titties and ass and all this other stuff. You are different than you, right? You guys are
I would assume.
right. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, right? There's going to be similar things that I'm going to experience with you that I'm going to experience with her if we were dating, just off the fact that you're women. This is what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
that's all I'm
fair.
saying.
Let me tell you something.
And
But that's a lot.
your fine self needs to be
I
in this camera.
believe
Go ahead.
that based on your statements, you have yet to deal with a real woman.
Oh God, here we go with the semantics.
Well, you're arguing.
I mean,
Nah, what- nah, what-
it's a statement.
No,
they
well,
all sound interchangeable for you.
That's
Go ahead. Make sure the camera's
there
on.
are certain things.
there's
There are
something
certain
called
things.
quality. See?
What?
Quality.
Well, have it say it again.
Quality.
So are you quality?
I believe so, yes.
I mean, you're fine and all that, but I'm just saying, beyond your looks.
Beyond my looks. Beyond my looks. Far beyond. Far beyond it.
See, no, you got to remember what you're saying.
Right.
It's hard for
It's hard for the ego.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's hold on. It's no. It's hard. No. Hold on for a second. I just want to make the point. I just want to make the point that the two women who you are talking to right now are two very confident women.
Right.
And
exactly.
anything you say is going to be hard for them to take.
No. I'm not
like
taking
that.
it as a woman. I'm talking about the men that I've been with. Because every man that I've had the opportunity to have a wonderful relationship with have been distinctly different. And for that reason, I can never say, a nigga's a nigga, he's a dick and balls. And even within the relationship, pause.
Go ahead.
Even within the relationship, there are people that A, can communicate and be adult.
Right.
And there are various people who can't even do that.
Right.
So you can't, there are people that are intellectual, there are people that are funny.
Right.
So every single relationship has a different dynamic. And for that reason, they're very different.
I agree with that. But they're different and the same at the same time.
There are differences, but there are also
differences,
similarities.
but there are similarities because we're human.
Okay, stop for a
so we
second.
all
Stop for a
crap.
second. Okay,
We
look
piss.
at the fact that in our society, most of 99.9% of the time, the guy has to approach the woman. Look at that point.
Right.
Like that in itself creates a dynamic which causes an experience for men.
Agreed.
Right.
And then see a lot of the things
And
that
then you have to look at. That's what I say. When you deal with a real woman, that dynamic shifts because I am not afraid to approach a man, and I do it on a daily basis.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You have certain exceptions to the rule, like these confident women that we're talking to, that wouldn't understand the statements that you're trying to make. But what I'm trying to say is, all right, you're talking to guys who do daily research on like online dating apps and sites.
Agreed.
We talk to girls, like we go out to bars and talk to girls, literally just for research.
Right.
I kid you not.
I understand what
I kid
you're
you not.
saying
Half the
about
time,
the average or the
these-
typical.
like,
That's
how
why I
many
made
girls
the
did you
distinction.
talk to? How
But
many
this
girls
is why I
did you
made the
talk to?
distinction. This is why I made the distinction.
Right.
You could think all women are the same. A vagina, a pair of tits. Yeah, I have a pair of tits, and they're right here for you to see, baby.
Nice, awesome.
However, with that said, I'm glad you're
I
enjoying.
love a confident woman.
However, with that said, I'm sure not like the bitches you talk to in the bar.
I hope not. Not. I would hate for you to be.
But you know what's the funny part is that women always say that, and then they end up being the same woman we talk to in the bar. That's
You
the
want to know
problem.
what?
That's the
You
problem.
want really? How
That's
would
the
you?
problem.
Based on what? Oh, I know
No.
because you slept with 2 women in a night. That's why you know
Exactly.
everything.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying.
No,
Gotcha.
you really gotta understand what this society does.
I understand
to
what the
mind
society
of the
does,
female,
but you have to
like,
realize that what the society is doing, it's working on the man as well as the woman. So when you see a change that you believe should be made, you should be making it in your damn self before making stupid ass statements.
You make what? Say that again?
When you see a change that should be made, you should be making that change within yourself,
Right.
instead of making stupid ass statements.
I agree, and that's what we're doing. But the point is that there's too many women out there that are still. Doing
You are
these
worried
things.
about the women out there?
Right.
Trust. Let me tell you, the men out there,
No, there's men out there that's
depressing.
crazy too. I agree.
it's
with you.
depressing.
I
So you want to
agree
know
with
what? Let them link up, man.
I agree.
The dumbass women and the dumbass dudes. The world needs
But
balance.
see, there's too many
You know,
dumbasses.
I walked
That's
down the block and I wasn't even looking like this. I was looking a hot mess. I walked down the block walking my dog today. One motherfucker, this big, ain't never seen chapstick in his life. He never even seen chapstick the brand. He don't even know what chapstick is. You got a boyfriend?
Yeah.
I ain't never had nobody ask me if I have a boyfriend before, like as an opening statement. That would be the best part is it happened when I was walking my dog. I'm walking over here. This Hispanic guy. You got a girlfriend? Or you got a boyfriend? And I'm like, that's the second time today. As an opening statement.
That's me trying
What
to get.
kind of opening statement is
I mean,
this?
first of all, they don't really need to ask you if you got a boyfriend.
Nah, they don't. That
That's
don't
like
even
the
matter.
most silly
That
goddamn
don't even matter
introduction.
because
You're supposed to be being better than that. Like, it doesn't matter who I got. You're supposed to be better. Like, that's the whole point of approaching somebody.
You're not supposed to ask women if they got a boyfriend though, because that gives you time to think.
Do you have a boyfriend? Get the hell away from me, nigga. With your ugly self. If you're not that ugly, then I'll be like, oh, well,
Nah, but what you say has a lot of validity. We need to change things in ourselves. We need to be the change we want to see, so we can attract the people we want to attract.
Right,
For sure.
exactly.
And because I was lucky enough to, like, I'm talking to this chick right now, and like for the past couple, I've just been thinking about meeting people who have an entrepreneurial mindset.
Right.
People who are not on that slavery shit. And I met this girl. She has a plan. She's going to school, but she knows that when she's finished with school, she's taking that knowledge and she's starting a business, and then she's using that business. She gonna get a slave to fill that slot so she could do what she's passionate about. And she has she showed me the plan, and I was just so my mind was blown. And so it's true. You can't those statements. If you let them control your mindset, you'll close out meeting someone.
So many opportunities.
Right.
And quite frankly,
You know
the
what I'm
reason
saying?
why I even say that is because I lived that.
Right.
Like, I did that
Right.
for years.
Right.
And then I stopped doing that. I stopped engaging in people who are like the people
All
I don't
the
want to
other
be
people,
around.
right,
who are like
right.
all of the other people. And then people walk into your lives.
Right.
And they're completely different.
Right, and it has to do with it has to do with yourself. It has to do with the places you go, like going to bars, going to clubs, and going to these. You are gonna meet the same type of people
Man.
because everybody's there doing the
it's
same
depressing.
thing.
But I ain't gonna lie,
So
I like to dance, man.
You like to dance,
That's
but-
problematic.
Oh, I hate to dance.
Niggas don't dance no more.
Exactly.
Y'all need to learn how to dance.
Dancing is a waste of time.
You want to start meeting cool girls? How about you start dancing?
Nah,
Because
dancing.
girls like men who dance.
Really? Because a lot of times you go to spots, you be like, "Hey, let's dance. Don't touch me, nigga." Blah
No.
blah blah.
Not hey, let's dance. Where it's like, oh, what, let's
No.
dance. Oh, we dancing. No, we not dancing. You're humping my booty.
No, but sometimes
I
a
feel
lot
like
of
you
chicks
my
just be on
dog.
that bullshit. Like they want the attention, but they love shooting
No,
niggas
that's
down.
not me. Because
Like-
I'm like, come get it. Where you at?
Well, I ain't gonna lie. The last time I went out dancing, I got grabbed up and I was on the floor doing some crazy merengue
That's the way it
nonsense.
should.
and-
Oh.
Yeah. She was killing me with it. She was killing. So I mean, it's your mind, man. You gotta change. You gotta change you. You gotta change.
You gotta change you.
Like all the negative
gotta
things
change
you feel about all these other people, you have to change your perspective, and then you can attract the positive people who are right for you. Yep.
Agreed.
Yep.
100. I think we could agree on that across the
Right.
board.
So the moral of the story, guys, is that niggas ain't shit and bitches ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? After you,
And he gonna keep meeting niggas and bitches that ain't shit.
we're done.